Welcome to ACC Student News.
The news students can use. I'm Kailey.
And I'm Collin. Here are this week's stories.
On the first day of his second term, President Donald Trump announced 10 executive orders and proclamations, all targeted towards immigration law and policy. The cracking down of the southern border to refugees seeking asylum, the cancellation of refugees' flights. Authorities were also given permission to arrest people in schools, churches, and hospitals. The number of immigrants liable for deportation has increased over the past several days. Special immigrant visa holders are excluded, but these orders will have an expansion impact on those in outside the United States.
This Tuesday, a fire tore through a ski resort in Istanbul, Turkey, killing at least 76 and injuring 51. The fire broke out at 3:27 a.m. and torched the majority of the resort within an hour, forcing individuals trapped inside to start jumping from the windows as a last resort. 9 individuals were detained in connection with this fire, and the authorities have warned that the building may collapse due to structural damage.
A man known as Truck Stopper was convicted Wednesday for the murder of an Indianapolis woman. 73-year-old Bruce Mendenhall was convicted in the murder of Karma Purpura, an Indianapolis mother of 2 who met Mendenhall at a truck stop in Marion County. According to CBS, her body was found down at Steep Ravine off the side of Kentucky Highway with indications of a fatal bullet wound to the head. Mendenhall gave police permission to search the truck, and an officer testified that he found a .22 rifle, a bag of bloody clothes, and identification belonging to Purpura. The blood splatters in the truck were later linked to Purpura. Mendenhall was then convicted and sentenced to life in prison for a second time.
The Saudi Arabian's crown prince announced that the kingdom wants to invest $600 billion into the U.S. over the next 4 years. These comments claimed during a phone call that the crown prince and President Donald Trump had. However, they did not elaborate on where those investments and trades would be placed. The U.S. has insecretly pulled away from relying on Saudi oil exports, and Saudi Arabia does resupply on U.S.-made weapons and defense system, which might be part of the investment. The prince also wants to invest billions of dollars worth of new stadiums and infrastructure ahead of hosting the 24th World Cup.
Republican U.S. Representative Glenn Groffman's Wisconsin office was the target of attempted arson on Sunday. Prosecutors charged 19-year-old Caden Stout-Icy on Wednesday for felony arson, terrorist threat, attempted burglary, and property damage. If convicted on all counts, he could face up to 50 years in prison. Online court records show that Judge Tricia Walker set bail at $500,000. Saccusi was sentenced to have no contact with Groffman or his staff and barred from purchasing any firearms or any fire-starting materials. That's all for this half of ACC Student News. I'm Kailey.
And I'm Collin. Stay tuned for more news.
No, my parents told me to stay away from people that have your color. You're ugly. But nothing. Go away.
Hey, are you okay? What happened?
Sissy, is there something wrong with us? What makes us so different than the white kids?
Jazz, there's nothing wrong with us. We are all different and created in God's image. If people took the time to learn one another, then we all would have more in common than not.
I just want to play friends with them.
I know, Jazz. If people would take the time to learn your sweet personality and not just your color.
Hi. Hi. I think you're cute. Let's draw together.
Slick.
Please. Huh?
Read.
Welcome back to. Wait, I'm supposed to read it, right? Yes. Okay. Welcome back to ACC Student News. I'm Trae.
And I'm Jori. Here are some more stories.
On January 20th, Trump pardoned around 1,500 people and commuted the sentences of people of Proud Boys and Oath Keepers that were a part of the U.S. Capitol riot. People like Enrique Toro, the leader of Proud Boys, who was sentenced for 22 years for conspiracy theory, and among others that were convicted of serious felonies such as assaulting a police officer with a deadly weapon. Many officers are upset with this because they feel disrespectful.
The Hammond School Board fired the chief financial officer after stabilizing their finances. Former CFO Eric Kurtz has been with School City of Hammond for 2 years and was previously CFO of Lake Station Community Schools. Last year, Hammond had a number of cuts and even had to close 3 elementary schools. After the major budget cuts and the release of the CFO's, former school board members were interviewed. Some were glad about him getting let go, while others thought it was unfair.
It's been 2 years since the outbreak of the devastating Los Angeles wildfires that have burned more than 40,000 acres, fueled by several droughts and weather conditions. At least 28 dead, as thousands of firefighters combat the fires, plaguing densely populated county. Earlier this week, forecasters predicted the weather conditions would ease through the situation remained grief. Containment of the fires has progressed and a possible chance forecast rain has been greatly awaited.
High school shooting in Nashville, Tennessee leaves 2 dead and 6 injured. On Wednesday morning, suspect Solomon Henderson opened fire in Antioch High School's cafeteria. Henderson began live streaming before the incident and fired 10 shots within 17 seconds. Henderson killed 1 staff member, 1 student, and wounded 6 others. Police believe the motive was racially motivated, with Henderson continuously putting out anti-Semitic statements on social media before the attack.
1 person dead, 2 others injured in a Gary birthday party shooting. A 26-year-old Gary man was found dead on the scene. His name is Doran Hilson. This happened in the 2100 block of Delaware Street. At 10:28 p.m. The other 2 victims, a 22-year-old East Chicago woman and a 31-year-old Chicago man, have survived. The man was transported himself to the hospital. The woman was found inside the house and was taken to Methodist North Lake Hospital by first responders. Names are being held so that they are not put into any more danger. That's all the stories we have for this week. I'm Trae.
And I'm Jori. Make sure to check out the rest of our videos on YouTube.
And follow us on Instagram at ACC CCTV Hammond.